Ladies and gentlemen. So I've been looking all over Facebook and everything like that. And so what is the story? Did a citizen report him and make a call in, or was it he carjacked somebody and got busted? So I'm on Facebook, right? And I come across this video this morning. So I'm gonna play that real quick. I'm gonna show Facebook. Don't no one message me because I'm showing Facebook. All right, let's show this. Hold on, let me post this here in my chat so we don't get in trouble for anything. There. Post that there. All right, let's see this here.
My name is Ricardo Contreras.
Ricardo Contreras, and tell us a little bit about what just happened.
Well, what happened was we are working over here, and we saw the guy walking in the middle of the wood.
Thank you.
And we thought, like, nobody wants to walk in the middle of the wood, in the middle of this stuff. So we was kind of like very sure it was the guy. So I called the police immediately when the guy was walking right there, and kind of like give them the location and everything. And they be hearing about actually I was on the phone when they got here. So and I'm really glad they got it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
The hero. Best.
Well,
great job,
they
big
are
dog.
the hero. I just called them. I just called them. They are the heroes.
All right, so there you go. See, we're getting reports. We're getting reports that he did a carjacking and got busted. But there was the video of a guy being interviewed saying that he called the police. And by the time he wasn't even off of the phone yet, and the police showed up there and arrested the guy. So somewhere there's somebody playing games or stories or whatever, or maybe he did try to do a carjacking after these people seen him, right? I don't know. But once again, let's play that one more time so you can hear what this guy's saying, that he
We saw the guy walking in the middle of the wood.
Thank you.
And we thought, like, nobody wants to walk in the middle of the wood, in the middle of this stuff. So we was kind of like very sure it was the guy. So I called the police immediately when the guy was walking right there, and kind of like give them the location and everything. And they be hearing about actually I was on the phone when they got here. So and I'm really glad they got it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
The hero. Best.
Well,
great job,
they
big
are
dog.
the hero. I just called them. I just called them. They are the heroes.
well, there you go, folks. So can we believe what they're seeing? I know JLR reported that there was a carjacking. But when I woke up this morning, I turned on YouTube and opened up Facebook, and that was in Facebook saying he called the police. They were working there. And he seen a guy walking in the outskirts of the woods or whatever, and called the police to make sure it wasn't the guy. And the police showed up and arrested him. So this whole carjacking story that all of a sudden has appeared, that he was he was committing a carjacking and somebody seen him. I don't know if that's true. We don't know if this video is true.
We are working over here, and we saw the guy walking in the middle of the wood.
Thank you.
And we thought, like, nobody wants to walk in the middle of the wood, in the middle of this stuff. So we was kind of like very sure it was the guy. So I called the police immediately when the guy was walking right there, and kind of like give them the location and everything. And they be hearing about actually I was on the phone when they got here. So and I'm really glad they got it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
The hero. Best.
Well,
great job,
they
big
are
dog.
the hero. I just called them. I just called them. They are the heroes.
Well, the police are the heroes. He just made the call. That's good. That's good. So, what story is true? We have no idea of what story is true. But they got him, and that's all that really matters. Now, if the government uses their heads, they can throw RICO charges. Why? Well, because there's drugs involved, there's robbery, there's organized crime, being vice lords, and they could, if they wanted to, the government could go RICO and lock every single vice lord up. That's true, but I don't think they will. No, but that is true. They could throw RICO charges on him because this is he was getting help from a known gang. The vice lords have been around for many years, so that's crazy, right? They could, but like I said, I don't know. They've already busted 4 people that were affiliated with the vice lords. Them apartment complexes that were around there was really nice, and the houses all around there, big money. So maybe that whole area was vice lord territory, and that's why he stuck around there was uh, because they were helping him and the money. So yeah, any common sense would be, well, he's out of Tennessee, surely he split Tennessee because everybody's looking for him in Tennessee. So, but he didn't. He stuck around there. So it kind of makes sense that that's why he stuck around there is because he was having help from a big gang. Vice lords are nobody to mess with. Uh, and now, it makes sense. But here's the thing: I don't know where they're getting this story that he committed a carjacking, and that's how he got caught. Because I just showed you uh, reports of a guy saying that he called the police. They were working and seen him walking around on the outskirts of the woods and called police. And by the time he didn't even get off the phone, he said, and the police were already there. So maybe before that guy seen Austin, maybe Austin did try and do a carjacking to get out of there, but I don't know. We'll get to the bottom of it. Let's see what else we can see on Facebook about it. That's the only thing I really see. There's Facebook coverage searching a barn with a drone looking for him. There's the drone. So they were bringing out the drones and everything. I think he knew. I think he knew uh, he had to get out of that area. Would it make sense if they said, well, he did try and do a carjacking? Well, yeah, probably to get the heck out of there. He knew everybody was coming there to look for him. Plus, they were bringing in drones and dogs and everything. I wouldn't doubt it if they were making plans to lock that whole area down and release the dogs and drones into the woods looking for him. And them drones can get in to where police can't. So good call on bringing the drones out, which probably brought the heat down on them, right? Everybody probably contacted them. You got to get out of here. They're picking up vice lords. They're bringing in all kinds of people to look for him. So it might make sense if he did try and commit a carjacking and then it didn't work out and he jumped back into the woods, and then the guy on Facebook said that he called the police. He seen him on the outskirts of the And they caught him. Yeah, maybe. Don't know. We will be back because there's going to be a press release, I would imagine, being now that they have him here sometime this afternoon. So we will be back here shortly.